Imagine living in a world on the brink of collapse, where faith and justice are abandoned, leading people toward their own destruction. Now, imagine being called to warn them, knowing your message will not be welcomed. This was the fate of Jeremiah, the prophet known as the Weeping Prophet. His life and mission remain an enduring lesson for us all. Jeremiah was born in the small town of Anathoth, just 5 kilometers from Jerusalem. He was the son of Hilkiah, a priest from the tribe of Benjamin. His early life in this rural community shaped his character, preparing him for the heavy burden God would place upon him. Even before his birth, God had chosen Jeremiah for a sacred mission. At a young age, Jeremiah heard God's voice.
Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart.
Despite his initial reluctance, Jeremiah obeyed. Imagine the weight of knowing you were chosen to speak God's truth to a people who would reject you. Jeremiah's ministry began during the reign of King Josiah, one of Judah's most righteous kings. Josiah worked tirelessly to restore true worship, tearing down pagan altars and renewing the covenant with God. Jeremiah supported these reforms, but he knew they wouldn't last. Josiah's death marked the end of hope for the nation's repentance. After Josiah, Judah fell into chaos under a series of unjust kings. Jehoahaz, Jehoiakim, Jehoiachin, and Zedekiah led the nation further into corruption. Meanwhile, the mighty Babylonian Empire, led by Nebuchadnezzar, loomed over Judah. Jeremiah warned of destruction, but his words fell on deaf ears. For speaking the truth, Jeremiah faced relentless persecution. He was mocked, beaten, and even thrown into a pit of mud, left to die. Yet, he endured, not out of anger, but out of love for his people. He wept for their sins and prayed for their redemption. One of Jeremiah's most powerful messages came from a visit to a potter's house. As the potter shaped clay on his wheel, God revealed a profound truth.
Like clay in the hand of the potter, so are you in my hand.
This was a call to repentance, to let God reshape their lives before it was too late. In 586 BC, Jeremiah's warnings came true. Babylon destroyed Jerusalem, burning the temple and taking the people into exile. Amid the chaos, Jeremiah was spared, yet his heart broke for his people. He was taken against his will to Egypt, where his story fades into history. But his words echo through time. Jeremiah's life was one of struggle, but his message was ultimately one of hope. He foretold a day when the Messiah would bring lasting peace, wiping away tears and ending suffering. His story reminds us of the importance of faith, repentance, and trusting in God's plan. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the life of Jeremiah. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more biblical stories. See you in the next video.